Uncover the secrets of living a life filled with pleasure and happiness. Discover the wonders of Epicureanism and unlock true contentment every day. Welcome, dear listener, to our exploration of Epicureanism. Its ancient philosophy, like a bright tapestry woven with threads of knowledge and enlightenment, urges us to plunge deep into the pursuit of a life well lived. Together, let us embark on a journey through the realms of pleasure, tranquility, and friendship. Epicureanism finds its roots in the teachings of the Greek philosopher Epicurus, who sought to liberate humanity from unnecessary suffering and guide us towards true happiness. At its core lies the belief that pleasure is the ultimate good, yet not mere indulgence. It is a carefully crafted harmony between body and mind. Through our examination of Epicurean practices for sustainable living and mindfulness, we will discover how this philosophy resonates with our modern world. As we navigate the complexities of 21st century existence, may we find solace in embracing an approach that prioritizes peace of mind and cherishes genuine connections with others. Join us as we unravel the secrets of Epicureanism and unlock the doors to a more fulfilling existence. Part 1. The origins of Epicureanism. Have you ever wondered where Epicureanism, with its focus on pleasure and tranquility, first originated? Well, let us delve into the origins of this philosophical school of thought. Epicureanism traces its roots back to ancient Greece in the 4th century BCE. It was founded by a man named Epicurus, who sought to create a system that would guide individuals towards a life of happiness and contentment. Epicurus believed that true pleasure could be achieved through the absence of pain and fear. He emphasized the importance of living in harmony with nature and cultivating close relationships with friends. According to him, it was essential to avoid excessive desires or indulgence in order to maintain tranquility and peace of mind. The ideas put forth by Epicurus gained popularity during his lifetime and continued to influence generations after his death. His teachings were spread through his disciples, who formed communities known as gardens, where they lived together and shared their knowledge. These communities provided a space for individuals to discuss philosophy, engage in intellectual pursuits, and seek guidance on how to live a fulfilling life. Epicureanism eventually spread beyond Greece and became influential throughout the Hellenistic world. It offered an alternative way of thinking compared to other philosophies prevalent at the time, such as Stoicism or Cynicism. In summary, understanding the origins of Epicureanism is crucial for comprehending its core principles. The teachings of Epicurus laid the foundation for this philosophical school, which focused on achieving pleasure through simplicity and tranquility. Now that we have explored its origin story, let us dive into the life and teachings of Epicurus himself. Part 2. The Life and Teachings of Epicurus. Discover the delightful doctrines and delectable delights of Epicurus's existence and education. Epicurus, born in 341 BCE on the island of Samos, dedicated his life to seeking happiness and tranquility through philosophical teachings. He founded a school known as the Garden in Athens, where he shared his wisdom with fellow seekers of knowledge. Epicurus considered pleasure to be the ultimate good, which should be pursued in moderation. Epicurus emphasized the importance of friendship and community in achieving a peaceful existence. He believed that true happiness could only be attained by surrounding oneself with like-minded individuals who share similar values and goals. This sense of belonging provided comfort and security, allowing individuals to fully enjoy life's pleasures without fear or worry. In terms of education, Epicurus advocated for a well-rounded approach that included both intellectual pursuits and physical activities. He believed that knowledge was essential for understanding the world around us, while physical exercise promoted good health and vitality. By nurturing both the mind and body, individuals could achieve a state of harmony that would contribute to their overall happiness. Moving into the subsequent section about hedonism and pleasure as the ultimate good, we delve deeper into Epicurus's belief system. While some may view hedonism negatively as excessive indulgence, Epicurus saw pleasure as a simple yet essential component of fulfilling life. He argued that true pleasure lies not in instant gratification or overindulgence, but rather in long-term contentment achieved through moderation. Part 3. Hedonism and pleasure as the ultimate good. Moving from Epicurus's emphasis on friendship and community, the concept of hedonism arises, where pleasure is regarded as the ultimate good. Hedonism in this context, does not refer to indulging in immediate gratification or pursuing excessive sensual pleasures. Instead, it is centered around seeking long-term happiness and tranquility through the pursuit of moderate pleasures and the avoidance of pain. Epicurus believed that pleasure was intrinsically valuable and that it should be the guiding principle for leading a happy life. According to Epicurean philosophy, pleasure can be categorized into two types: kinetic and katastomatic. Kinetic pleasures are short-lived and arise from satisfying immediate desires such as hunger or thirst. On the other hand, katastomatic pleasures are more enduring and result from a state of tranquility and contentment. These pleasures are derived from having one's essential needs met, both physically and emotionally, while abstaining from unnecessary desires. While hedonism may seem self-indulgent at first glance, Epicurus emphasized moderation in all things. He believed that overindulgence in pleasure could lead to pain in the long run. For example, excessive consumption of food or drink might provide momentary satisfaction, but can ultimately result in physical discomfort or health issues. The goal of embracing hedonism within an Epicurean framework is not simply to maximize pleasure, but rather to attain a state of ataraxia, peace of mind free from disturbance or anxiety, which will ultimately lead to a fulfilled life. Achieving ataraxia requires finding balance between pursuing pleasurable experiences while avoiding unnecessary pain or distress. Looking into the next section about the importance of ataraxia, peace of mind, we delve deeper into how Epicurus viewed this state as essential for true happiness without sacrificing intellectual pursuits. Part 4. The importance of ataraxia, peace of mind. Find the serenity you've been longing for by attaining ataraxia, a state of peace of mind and freedom from disturbances. In the philosophy of Epicureanism, ataraxia holds great importance, as it is seen as the ultimate goal in achieving happiness and tranquility. By cultivating this sense of calmness and tranquility, we can navigate through life's challenges without being overwhelmed by our emotions or external circumstances. Ataraxia allows us to detach ourselves from unnecessary desires and fears that often disrupt our ability to find true contentment. It urges us to concentrate on what really matters, the pursuit of pleasure and the avoidance of misery, in its most basic form. This does not mean indulging in hedonistic excesses, but rather finding balance in our desires and pleasures, recognizing that excessive pursuit can lead to dissatisfaction and unrest. To attain ataraxia, we must learn to let go of unnecessary worries and anxieties that cloud our minds. We can develop a deeper knowledge of our own thoughts and feelings by practicing mindfulness and self-reflection, helping us to better discern what brings true joy into our life. This condition of inner serenity allows us to make logical decisions rather than being persuaded by transient wants or external influences. In order to fully appreciate the significance of ataraxia within Epicurean philosophy, it is important to understand its connection with friendship. As we transition into discussing the role of friendship in Epicurean philosophy, we will explore how meaningful relationships contribute to our overall sense of well-being and further enhance our pursuit of happiness. Part 5. The role of friendship in Epicurean philosophy. Friendship plays a crucial role in the philosophy of Epicurus, as it enhances our overall well-being and contributes to our pursuit of happiness. According to Epicurean philosophy, true friendship is based on mutual trust, understanding, and shared values. It provides us with emotional support, companionship, and a sense of belonging. In the pursuit of happiness, Epicurus believed that friendships are essential because they help us achieve ataraxia, or peace of mind. Friends offer us with a secure zone in which we may express ourselves without fear of being judged or rejected. They offer comfort during times of distress and celebrate our joys alongside us. By having genuine friendships, we cultivate an environment that fosters tranquility and inner peace. Moreover, friendships also contribute to our personal growth and development. Through interactions with friends, we learn valuable life lessons and gain new perspectives on various matters. They challenge our beliefs and push us to expand our horizons intellectually and emotionally. Additionally, friends act as mirrors reflecting back to us who we are as individuals. This self-reflection enables us to better understand ourselves and make necessary improvements. Looking into the following section about the pursuit of virtue and ethical living, It is important to note that friendship serves as a foundation for cultivating virtuous behavior in Epicurean philosophy. By surrounding ourselves with virtuous friends who embody qualities such as kindness, honesty, and integrity, we are inspired to emulate these virtues in our own lives. In conclusion, friendship holds immense significance within the framework of Epicurean philosophy as it promotes well-being, enhances happiness, and fosters personal growth. Now, let's explore how the pursuit of virtue and ethical living further enriches our lives, according to this philosophical tradition. Part 6. The pursuit of virtue and ethical living. The pursuit of virtue and ethical living in Epicurean philosophy is essential for our overall well-being. It allows us to cultivate a sense of purpose and fulfillment in life. Those who prioritize ethical ideals and virtuous behavior are more likely to enjoy better levels of happiness and life satisfaction, according to research. By actively seeking to live a virtuous life, we can align our actions with our values and create a harmonious existence. In Epicurean philosophy, the pursuit of virtue involves striving for moral excellence through the development of good character traits, such as wisdom, justice, courage, and moderation. These virtues guide us in making ethical decisions that benefit ourselves and others. By practicing these virtues consistently, we can foster healthy relationships, contribute positively to society, and lead a meaningful life. Ethical living goes beyond merely following rules or adhering to societal norms. It requires self-reflection and introspection to understand one's own values and beliefs. This process enables us to make choices that align with our individual principles while considering the impact on others. Living ethically also involves being mindful of how our actions affect the world around us. It encourages us to consider environmental sustainability, social justice issues, and the well-being of all living beings. By embracing ethical living as a core aspect of Epicurean philosophy, we become aware of the interconnectedness between our choices and their consequences. Moving on now to the subsequent section about the critique of materialism and consumerism, it is important to examine how prioritizing virtue over material possessions can enhance our overall well-being even further. Part 7. The critique of materialism and consumerism. By analyzing the critique of materialism and consumerism, we can obtain a greater understanding of how emphasizing virtue over material belongings can contribute to our general well-being. Epicureanism offers a compelling argument against the pursuit of endless material wealth and the constant consumption that characterizes modern society. In today's consumer-driven world, there is an incessant pressure to accumulate more and more things. We are bombarded with advertisements that promise happiness through the acquisition of new products. However, according to Epicurean philosophy, this relentless pursuit of material possessions only leads to dissatisfaction and unhappiness. Instead, Epicurus teaches us that true contentment comes from cultivating virtues such as self-control, moderation, and gratitude. Materialism and consumerism often trap individuals in a cycle of desire and discontentment. The constant need for more creates a never-ending chase for fulfillment that can never truly be satisfied. By shifting our focus away from material possessions and towards virtuous living, we can break free from this cycle and find lasting happiness. Moreover, prioritizing virtue over materialism allows us to develop meaningful relationships with others based on genuine connection rather than superficiality. When we value character traits like kindness, empathy, and honesty above physical possessions or social status, we create a foundation for authentic human connections. In conclusion, the critique of materialism and consumerism offered by Epicureanism sheds light on the importance of prioritizing virtue in our lives. By embracing virtues such as self-control and moderation instead of constantly chasing after material possessions, we can find true contentment and foster genuine relationships with others. Understanding these ethical principles provides us with valuable insights into living a fulfilling life according to Epicurean philosophy without compromising our well-being or succumbing to societal pressures focused solely on accumulation. Part 8. Understanding Epicurean ethics. Understanding Epicurean ethics can be compared to peeling back layers of an onion, revealing a core belief that true happiness comes from cultivating virtues rather than accumulating material possessions. At its essence, Epicureanism teaches us that the pursuit of pleasure is not synonymous with indulgence or hedonism, but rather a thoughtful and deliberate approach to life. The Epicureans believed that the key to happiness lies in living a life of moderation and simplicity. According to Epicurus, the ultimate goal in life is ataraxia, which can be understood as tranquility or peace of mind. This state of being is achieved by minimizing pain and maximizing pleasure through the practice of virtue. Virtue for the Epicureans involves developing qualities such as wisdom, justice, and self-control. By cultivating these virtues, we are able to navigate life's challenges with grace and maintain a sense of inner harmony. Epicurus also emphasized the importance of friendship in achieving happiness. He believed that genuine friendships based on mutual trust and support are essential for our well-being. In this view, relationships founded on superficiality or material gain are seen as hollow and ultimately unsatisfying. By prioritizing virtue over material possessions and fostering meaningful connections with others, Epicurean ethics offer a path towards a more fulfilling existence. It encourages us to question societal norms that prioritize consumerism and instead focus on values that truly contribute to our overall well-being. Looking now into the following section about the Epicurean view on death and the afterlife, it is important to note that understanding how we should live our lives is intrinsically connected to how we perceive death. Part 9. The Epicurean view on death and the afterlife. After delving into the intricacies of Epicurean ethics and how they shape one's understanding of right and wrong, it is essential to explore another critical aspect of Epicureanism, the view on death and the afterlife. The Epicureans believed that death should not be feared, as it is simply the cessation of existence. According to their philosophy, there is no consciousness or sensation after death, making it irrelevant to our current lives. For Epicurus and his followers, the fear of death was seen as irrational and unnecessary. Instead, they advocated for embracing a mindset that allows us to fully enjoy and appreciate life in the present moment. By accepting that death is an inevitable part of life, we can focus on cultivating happiness and tranquility while we are still alive. The absence of belief in an afterlife also had significant implications for how Epicureans approached morality. Without the promise of rewards or punishments in an afterlife, moral actions were valued solely for their intrinsic worth, rather than any potential external consequences. Understanding these ideas about death and the afterlife sheds light on how Epicureanism shapes one's perspective on existence itself. It prompts us to reevaluate our fears surrounding mortality and encourages us to live each day with intentionality. Transitioning into our next exploration of Epicurean views on politics and society, we will examine how these philosophical principles inform their approach to communal living and governance. Part 10. Epicurean views on politics and society. Moving into the realm of politics and society, Epicureans advocate for a communal approach to governance that prioritizes collective well-being over individual desires. The objective of politics, according to Epicurus, is to establish an atmosphere in which individuals can live a life free of undue discomfort and distress. This philosophy stands in contrast to other political theories that prioritize power, wealth, or personal ambition. Epicureans believe that society should be organized in a way that promotes harmony and stability. They advocate for the creation of laws and institutions that safeguard the rights and interests of all members of society. In their view, politics should be guided by reason rather than emotion or personal gain. By promoting fairness and justice, they aim to create a society where everyone can experience peace and contentment. The Epicurean view on politics also emphasizes the importance of cultivating virtuous friendships within society. They believe that meaningful relationships based on trust, mutual respect, and shared values are essential for creating a harmonious community. These friendships not only provide emotional support, but also contribute to overall happiness and well-being. In conclusion, Epicureans advocate for a political system that prioritizes the well-being of all its members rather than individual desires or ambitions. Their emphasis on reason, fairness, and virtuous friendships seeks to create a society where everyone can live a fulfilling life, free from unnecessary suffering. Diving into the next section about the practice of simple living and minimalism, we will explore how these principles manifest in daily life. Part 11. The practice of simple living and minimalism. Embracing a lifestyle of simplicity and minimalism Epicureans find joy in the freedom that comes from letting go of material possessions and focusing on what truly matters. By intentionally practicing simple living, they prioritize experiences over things, valuing relationships, personal growth, and inner peace above all else. For Epicureans, the accumulation of wealth and material possessions only serves to distract from a life well lived. In their pursuit of simple living, Epicureans advocate for moderation in all aspects of life. They believe that excessive desires lead to unnecessary suffering and dissatisfaction. By embracing minimalism, they seek to eliminate the unnecessary clutter that can weigh down one's life. This includes not only physical possessions, but also mental burdens, such as anxiety and stress caused by consumeristic culture. Living simply allows Epicureans to focus on cultivating meaningful relationships with others. By prioritizing quality time spent with loved ones instead of accumulating more stuff, they foster deeper connections and create lasting memories. In this way, simplicity enriches their lives by providing a sense of fulfillment derived from human connection, rather than material abundance. Moreover, minimalism enables them to devote more time and energy to personal growth and self-reflection. By reducing distractions and simplifying their surroundings, Epicureans are able to better understand themselves and strive for self-improvement. They believe that true happiness lies in developing virtue and wisdom rather than amassing external wealth or status. By embracing a lifestyle centered around simplicity and minimalism, Epicureans find true joy in the freedom it brings. Freedom from societal pressures, superficial desires, and unnecessary complexities. As we explore the role of nature in Epicurean philosophy. Part 12. The role of nature in Epicurean philosophy. Rediscover the profound connection between ourselves and the natural world, as nature plays a pivotal role in guiding our pursuit of happiness and fulfillment. In Epicurean philosophy, nature is seen as a source of inspiration and wisdom, providing us with valuable lessons on how to live a good life. Nature teaches us about simplicity and balance. When we observe the cycles of the seasons, the harmony of ecosystems, and the beauty of natural landscapes, we are reminded that life can be enjoyed by embracing simplicity. The Epicureans believed that excessive material possessions and desires only lead to unnecessary stress and anxiety. By immersing ourselves in nature's simplicity, we can find contentment in what truly matters. Moreover, nature encourages us to live in harmony with the natural world around us. The Epicureans advocated for sustainable practices such as organic farming and conservation efforts. They understood that by protecting and respecting nature, we not only ensure our own well-being, but also contribute to the greater good of society. Nature also serves as a source of inspiration for self-reflection and contemplation. We can detach from our fast-paced lifestyles and reconnect with our inner selves by spending time with ourselves. It provides an opportunity for solitude, introspection, and mindfulness, all essential aspects in finding true happiness. In conclusion, nature holds great significance in Epicurean philosophy, as it guides our pursuit of a fulfilling life through its teachings on simplicity, harmony with the environment, and self-reflection. By recognizing this profound connection between ourselves and the natural world, we can lead more meaningful lives filled with contentment. Moving into Epicurean views on gods and religion. While nature plays a crucial role in shaping our understanding of happiness within Epicureanism. Part 13. Epicurean views on the gods and religion. Explore the Epicurean views on the gods and religion, and discover how these philosophical beliefs challenge traditional notions of divinity while offering a rational perspective on the nature of existence. According to Epicurus, the gods exist, but they are not involved in human affairs or the workings of the world. Instead, they reside in eternal bliss, detached from our mortal concerns. This belief stands in stark contrast to conventional religious beliefs that depict gods as actively intervening in human lives. Epicurus argued that fear of divine punishment and reward should not guide our actions or moral choices. He believed that such fears only serve to hinder our pursuit of pleasure and tranquility. In his view, happiness could be achieved by living a simple life, free from unnecessary desires and societal pressures. The Epicureans also challenged traditional religious rituals and practices. They saw these as mere superstitious beliefs that had no real impact on one's well-being or spiritual growth. Instead, They advocated for a more practical approach to religion, focusing on fostering meaningful relationships with others and seeking knowledge about the world through observation and reasoning. By challenging conventional religious beliefs, Epicureanism offered a rational alternative based on observation, reason, and personal experience. It emphasized individual freedom and autonomy rather than submission to divine authority. This perspective resonated with many who sought a philosophy that provided answers without relying solely on faith or tradition. In conclusion, Epicurean views on gods and religion provide an alternative perspective that challenges traditional notions of divinity while promoting rationality and personal fulfillment. By shifting the focus away from supernatural beings and rituals towards individual well-being and understanding of the natural world, Epicureanism offers a unique approach to spirituality. Transitioning into Epicurean epistemology and the limits of knowledge demonstrates how this philosophy extends beyond theological debates into broader existential questions about what we can truly know about ourselves and the universe without invoking divine intervention or revelation. Part 14. Epicurean Epistemology and the Limits of Knowledge. Epicurus believed in the power of observation and reasoning to understand the world, challenging traditional notions of knowledge and prompting us to question the limits of what we can truly know. According to Epicurean epistemology, knowledge is derived from sensory perception and our ability to reason based on these perceptions. Epicurus argued that our senses are reliable sources of information, as long as they are not distorted by superstition or preconceived notions. He highlighted the importance of critical thinking and empirical evidence in forming beliefs about the world. Epicurean epistemology rests on a foundation of atomism, which holds that everything is composed of indivisible particles called atoms. These atoms constantly move and interact with each other, creating all things in existence. Our senses perceive these atoms through their interactions with our bodies, allowing us to gain knowledge about the external world. However, Epicurus acknowledged that our senses have limitations. For example, he recognized that some phenomena may be beyond human perception due to their subtle nature or extreme distance. Additionally, our senses can be deceived by illusions or manipulated by external forces. Despite these limitations, Epicurus believed that through careful observation and reasoning, we can gain accurate knowledge about the natural world. In understanding the limits of knowledge, Epicurus emphasized humility and a recognition of uncertainty. He encouraged individuals to remain open-minded and willing to revise their beliefs in light of new evidence. By doing so, we can avoid dogmatism and embrace a more rational approach to understanding reality. Understanding the limits of knowledge leads us into an exploration of another fundamental aspect of Epicureanism: the importance of pleasure in daily life. Part 15. The importance of pleasure in daily life. In our exploration of Epicurean epistemology and the limits of knowledge, we have delved into the philosophical framework that underpins this school of thought. We have seen how Epicurus argued that our senses are not infallible and that we should be cautious in accepting all forms of knowledge as absolute truth. However, it is important to note that this skepticism towards knowledge does not lead to a nihilistic worldview, but rather serves as a foundation for understanding the importance of pleasure in daily life. According to Epicurus, pleasure is the ultimate goal and guiding principle in human existence. He believed that pleasure was not limited to physical gratification or indulgence, but encompassed a state of tranquility and freedom from pain. This pursuit of pleasure was not hedonistic in nature. Instead, it emphasized the cultivation of a simple and moderate lifestyle that focused on long-term happiness rather than short-term gratification. Epicurus argued that by eliminating unnecessary desires and embracing moderation, individuals could achieve a state of ataraxia, freedom from anxiety and disturbance. Pleasure became an integral part of daily life, as it provided a means to attain inner peace and fulfillment. By prioritizing pleasure as an essential aspect of human existence, Epicurus challenged societal norms that placed value on wealth, fame, or power. Instead, he advocated for a more introspective approach, where individuals discovered their own sources of pleasure through self-reflection and contemplation. This emphasis on finding joy in simplicity laid the groundwork for exploring the art of pleasure, an aspect which will be discussed further in our subsequent section about sensory enjoyment. Part 16. The art of pleasure and sensory enjoyment. Indulge in the exquisite art of pleasure and let your senses dance with joy as you immerse yourself in the world of sensory enjoyment. In the pursuit of pleasure, Epicureanism places great emphasis on engaging all our senses to derive maximum satisfaction from life's simple pleasures. According to this philosophy, by actively seeking out delightful experiences and taking pleasure in the present moment, we can enhance our overall well-being. One way to explore the art of pleasure is through gastronomy. Savoring a delectable meal involves not just our taste receptors, but also our senses of smell, sight, and touch. By paying close attention to the flavors, textures, and aromas that accompany each bite, we can fully appreciate the culinary masterpiece before us. This mindful approach allows us to derive immense pleasure from even the simplest meals. Beyond food, there are countless other avenues through which we can indulge our senses. From listening to beautiful music that stirs our emotions to immersing ourselves in nature's beauty during a leisurely walk, every experience holds potential for sensory enjoyment. By being fully present and attuned to these moments, we allow ourselves to bask in their splendor and find contentment. By cultivating an appreciation for sensory pleasures, we enrich our lives and foster a deeper connection with ourselves and the world around us. This heightened awareness enhances our mental and emotional well-being by providing moments of respite from daily stresses and worries. Transitioning into Epicurean practices for mental and emotional well-being, it becomes evident that by incorporating these practices into our lives, we can further cultivate a state of tranquility and balance within ourselves without sacrificing indulgence or pleasure. Part 17. Epicurean practices for mental and emotional well-being. In our exploration of Epicureanism, we have delved into the concept of pleasure and sensory enjoyment advocated by this school of thought. Now, let us turn our attention to the practices that Epicureans employ for mental and emotional well-being. Central to Epicurean philosophy is the idea that tranquility of mind is essential for a good life. The pursuit of pleasure extends beyond mere physical sensations. It encompasses mental and emotional states as well. Epicurus believed that achieving peace of mind requires cultivating virtues such as self-control, moderation, and gratitude. One practice recommended by Epicurus is reflection or introspection. We can get a deeper awareness of ourselves and make deliberate choices about how to conduct our lives by taking the time to explore our thoughts and feelings. This process allows us to identify any negative thought patterns or harmful beliefs that may be causing distress, enabling us to work towards resolving them. Another important aspect emphasized by Epicureanism is the importance of friendship in fostering happiness. Genuine friendships based on mutual trust, support, and shared values provide an invaluable source of comfort during times of joy or sorrow. Cultivating meaningful connections with others not only enriches our lives, but also helps alleviate feelings of loneliness and isolation. By practicing these principles for mental and emotional well-being, we can create a foundation upon which a fulfilling life can be built. As we now delve into applying Epicurean principles to modern life. Part 18. Applying Epicurean principles to modern life. Embrace the philosophy of savoring life's simple pleasures, like a warm cup of tea on a cold day, to find contentment and fulfillment in the midst of modern chaos. In our fast-paced and hectic world, it is easy to get caught up in the pursuit of success, wealth, and material possessions. However, adopting Epicurean principles can help us refocus our priorities and lead more fulfilling lives. One key aspect of applying Epicurean principles to modern life is practicing moderation in all things. We might learn to enjoy what we already have, rather than continuously dragging for more. We can build a sense of contentment and lessen stress by avoiding excessive demands and unneeded indulgences. Another important principle is fostering meaningful relationships with others. Epicurus believed that true happiness comes from friendships based on mutual trust, respect, and intellectual stimulation. In today's digital age, where superficial connections abound, taking the time to nurture deep and genuine relationships can bring immense joy and fulfillment. Additionally, finding pleasure in intellectual pursuits is an essential part of modern Epicureanism. Engaging in activities such as reading thought-provoking books or engaging in stimulating conversations helps expand our knowledge and enrich our lives. By embracing these principles, we can navigate the complexities of modern life with a sense of purpose and tranquility. However, it is important to acknowledge that this philosophy has faced criticisms throughout history, which will be explored further in the subsequent section about criticisms and misinterpretations of Epicureanism. Despite these criticisms, though, incorporating Epicurean principles into our lives allows us to find meaning amidst the chaos while savoring life's simple pleasures along the way. Part 19. Criticisms and misinterpretations of Epicureanism. One of the most common criticisms of Epicureanism is that it promotes a hedonistic lifestyle, focused solely on the pursuit of pleasure. However, this interpretation oversimplifies the philosophy and fails to capture its true essence. Epicureanism emphasizes not just any kind of pleasure, but rather a state of tranquility and freedom from pain. It advocates for the avoidance of unnecessary desires and indulgence in moderation. The goal is not to constantly seek out fleeting pleasures, but rather to find lasting contentment through simplicity. Another criticism often levied against Epicureanism is that it encourages selfishness and disregard for others. While it is true that Epicurus prioritized individual happiness, he also recognized the importance of friendship and community. According to him, genuine friendships based on mutual trust and support are essential for a fulfilling life. Moreover, he believed that ethical behavior should be guided by reason and empathy towards others. Misinterpretations have also led some to believe that Epicureanism promotes laziness or apathy towards life's challenges. On the contrary, Epicurus advocated for an active engagement with the world while still maintaining inner peace. He encouraged critical thinking and self-reflection as means to navigate life's complexities. In conclusion, these criticisms fail to fully grasp the nuanced teachings of Epicurus. Rather than promoting hedonism or selfishness, his philosophy offers a thoughtful approach towards achieving happiness through simple pleasures, meaningful relationships, and a balanced outlook on life. Moving forward into our discussion on the influence of Epicureanism on Western philosophy, it is important to understand how these misconceptions have shaped perceptions over time. Part 20. The influence of Epicureanism on Western philosophy. The influence of Epicureanism on Western philosophy is significant and can be seen in various aspects of thought throughout history. One key area where Epicureanism left its mark is in ethics. The emphasis on pleasure as the ultimate goal of life greatly influenced subsequent ethical theories, such as utilitarianism. Both Epicureanism and utilitarianism prioritize maximizing happiness or pleasure as a moral imperative. Epicurus's teachings also had a profound effect on our understanding of nature and cosmology. His materialist view that all things are made up of atoms and voids anticipated modern scientific theories like atomic theory and quantum mechanics. Additionally, his belief in an infinite number of worlds laid the groundwork for later discussions about multiple universes. The influence of Epicureanism extends beyond philosophy into other domains, such as politics and psychology. In politics, Epicurus argued for minimal government intervention and promoted self-sufficiency as a means to achieve tranquility in society. These ideas resonate with libertarian political philosophies today. In psychology, Epicurean ideas contribute to our understanding of mental well-being. By emphasizing moderation, avoidance of unnecessary desires, and cultivating meaningful friendships based on trust, we can find guidance for achieving inner peace. This significant influence of Epicureanism sets the stage for further exploration of its impact on literature and art. Part 21. Epicureanism in Literature and Art. Explore how literature and art have been shaped by the principles of Epicureanism. Epicureanism, with its emphasis on pleasure, tranquility, and the avoidance of pain, has had a significant impact on both literature and art throughout history. In literature, Epicurean ideas can be seen in various works that focus on the pursuit of happiness and the enjoyment of life's simple pleasures. One notable example is the novel Candide by Voltaire. This satirical work reflects an Epicurean worldview through its protagonist's relentless search for happiness and his rejection of unnecessary suffering. The novel critiques religious fanaticism and promotes a philosophy grounded in reason and personal fulfillment. In art, Epicureanism often manifests itself through depictions of idyllic landscapes, joyful gatherings, and scenes of leisurely activities. Paintings by artists such as Jean-Baptiste Simeon Chardin capture moments of everyday life where individuals find contentment in simple pleasures, like sharing a meal or reading a book. Furthermore, poetry has also been influenced by Epicurean principles. Poets like Walt Whitman celebrate nature, sensuality, and the present moment, all themes that resonate with the ideals of Epicurus. Through literature and art, the principles of Epicureanism have provided a lens through which to explore human experiences and contemplate what it means to live a good life. These works remind us to prioritize our own well-being while seeking pleasure in moderation. Moving into the subsequent section about Epicurean communities and modern Epicureans, we can see how these artistic representations serve as inspiration for those who seek to incorporate Epicurean principles into their daily lives without disregarding their responsibilities or succumbing to excessive indulgence. Part 22. Epicurean communities and modern communities. Joining an Epicurean community means joining modern communities of our choice. Can provide a supportive environment where we can learn from others who share the same values and strive to incorporate pleasure, tranquility, and the avoidance of pain into our daily lives. For example, imagine being part of a modern community where members come together to engage in mindful eating practices, savoring each bite of delicious food, and fostering a sense of gratitude for the simple pleasures that life has to offer. Being part of such a community allows us to explore different ways to cultivate happiness and fulfillment. We can exchange ideas on how to prioritize experiences and true success over material possessions, seeking joy in moments rather than accumulating fame or status. By observing and learning from fellow modern Epicureans, we gain insights into various strategies for living a more balanced and fulfilling life. Moreover, being surrounded by like-minded individuals can help us resist societal pressures that promote excess consumption or constant striving for more. In this communal setting, we are encouraged to embrace simplicity and focus on what truly brings us contentment. We support each other in creating sustainable lifestyles that are aligned with our values. By joining an Epicurean community, we not only enhance our own well-being, but also contribute to the collective growth and development of those around us. Together, we become agents of positive change as we challenge conventional notions of success, based solely on material accumulation. Our shared experiences inspire others to reconsider their priorities and adopt practices that promote genuine success and happiness. Looking into the subsequent section about Epicurean practices for sustainable living, it becomes clear that engaging with an Epicurean community is just one step towards embodying these principles in our everyday lives. Part 23. Epicurean practices for sustainable living. Embracing Epicurean practices can lead to a more sustainable and fulfilling way of life. The philosophy of Epicureanism emphasizes the pursuit of pleasure and the avoidance of distressing feeling, but it goes beyond mere hedonism. Epicurus thought that genuine pleasure comes from living in harmony with nature, which included environmental stewardship. One key practice for sustainable living is moderation. Epicureans advocate for consuming only what is necessary and avoiding excess in all aspects of life. By practicing moderation, we can reduce our impact on the planet and ensure that resources are shared more equitably among all people. Another important aspect of Epicurean practices for sustainability is self-sufficiency, as said earlier. Epicurus encouraged his followers to cultivate their own gardens and rely on simple pleasures, rather than material possessions. By growing our own food and minimizing our reliance on consumerism, we can reduce waste, support local agriculture, and live more sustainably. Additionally, mindfulness plays a crucial role in Epicurean practices for sustainable living. Being mindful involves paying attention to our actions and their consequences, both for ourselves and the world around us. By being aware of how our choices impact the environment, we can make more conscious decisions that promote sustainability. In conclusion, embracing Epicurean practices can lead to a more sustainable way of life by promoting moderation, self-sufficiency, and mindfulness. These principles enable us to live in harmony with nature while still experiencing pleasure and fulfillment. Moving forward into the next section about Epicureanism and mindfulness. Part 24. Epicureanism and mindfulness. Take a moment to reflect on the harmony between your inner self and the world around you, allowing mindfulness to guide you towards a more sustainable and fulfilling way of life. Mindfulness, rooted in ancient Epicurean philosophy, can be seen as a powerful tool for achieving this balance. By cultivating awareness of our thoughts, emotions, and sensations in the present moment without judgment, we can better understand ourselves and our place in the world. Practicing mindfulness allows us to step back from our daily routines and immerse ourselves fully in each experience. It helps us appreciate the simple pleasures that often go unnoticed. The warmth of sunlight on our skin or the taste of a freshly picked apple. By being fully present in these moments, we develop a deep sense of gratitude for what life has to offer. Furthermore, mindfulness enables us to make conscious choices that align with our values and promote sustainability. It encourages us to pause before making impulsive decisions and consider their long-term impact on both ourselves and the environment. By being mindful consumers, we can reduce waste, support ethical practices, and foster a more sustainable economy. In addition to its environmental benefits, mindfulness practice improves our overall well-being. According to research, it reduces stress, improves sleep quality, boosts mental sharpness, and promotes emotional resilience. By incorporating meditation into our daily lives, we not only contribute to a healthier planet, but we also nurture our own personal growth. Embracing Epicurean philosophy in the 21st century involves adopting mindful practices as an integral part of sustainable living. Through mindfulness, we gain insight into ourselves and become more attuned to nature's rhythms. This understanding empowers us to make conscious choices that positively impact both ourselves and future generations without compromising our enjoyment of life's pleasures. Part 25. Embracing Epicurean philosophy in the 21st century. By immersing ourselves in the principles of Epicurean philosophy, we can find true fulfillment and sustainable happiness in the fast-paced world of the 21st century. In a society that constantly bombards us with materialistic desires and external pressures, embracing Epicureanism offers a refreshing perspective on how to navigate our lives. The emphasis on simplicity and moderation is a prominent feature of Epicurean philosophy. There is a constant desire for more in today's consumerist culture. More money, more possessions, more experiences. However, Epicurus believes that true happiness rests not in the amassing of wealth or worldly objects, but in living a modest life focused on meeting our basic necessities. By adopting this approach, we can break free from the never-ending desire of more and discover contentment in what we already have. Another essential element of Epicureanism is the pursuit of pleasure through mindfulness and self-reflection. While pleasure may be commonly associated with indulgence or excess in our modern society, Epicurus believed that true pleasure comes from living virtuously and mindfully. By taking the time to reflect on our actions and choices, we can align them with our values and find genuine satisfaction. Furthermore, Epicurus emphasized the significance of cultivating meaningful relationships based on mutual trust and respect. In an era dominated by social media connections and virtual interactions, it is easy to lose sight of genuine human connection. When it comes to friendships and relationships, prioritizing quality over number allows us to form stronger bonds that provide us joy and support. Now, we can focus on these 20 key takeaways from Epicurean teachings for our daily life. 1. Pursuit of pleasure. Seek pleasures that are simple, natural, and moderate, focusing on long-term contentment rather than immediate gratification. 2. Avoid unnecessary pain. Minimize pain and suffering by understanding and eliminating unnecessary desires and fears. 3. Importance of friendship. Cultivate meaningful and close friendships as they provide essential support and enhance life's pleasures. 4. The present moment. Enjoy the present moment and the simple joys of life, such as good food, conversation, and nature. 5. Ataraxia. Tranquility. Attain inner peace and tranquility by freeing the mind from unnecessary worries and disturbances. 6. Self-sufficiency. Value self-sufficiency and independence, minimizing dependence on material possessions or social status. 7. Cultivate virtuous pleasures. Focus on pleasures that contribute to overall well-being and personal development. 8. Minimalism. Practice moderation and simplicity in all aspects of life to avoid excess and unnecessary complications. 9. Avoid overindulgence. Balance pleasure with moderation, avoiding excessive or harmful behaviors. 10. Critique of superstitions. Reject superstitious beliefs and religious fears that cause unnecessary anxiety. 11. Eudaimonia, flourishing. Seek a state of eudaimonia through the pursuit of virtue, knowledge, and simple pleasures. 12. Importance of wisdom. Value the pursuit of knowledge and wisdom to enhance understanding and decision-making. 13. Avoidance of hedonism. Distinguish between hedonistic pursuits and true pleasures that lead to long-term well-being. 14. Focus on the mind. Emphasize the importance of mental pleasures, such as intellectual pursuits and self-reflection. 15. Rational decision-making. Make rational decisions based on careful consideration of consequences and long-term well-being. 16. Acceptance of mortality. Recognize the finite nature of life and embrace the present moment. 17. Simplicity in desires. Limit desires to essential needs, avoiding the pursuit of unnecessary and extravagant possessions. 18. Ethical living. Practice ethical behavior and consider the consequences of actions on oneself and others. 19. Value simplicity in lifestyle. Avoid excessive luxury and materialism you don't need, and focusing on contentment with life's essentials. 20. Embrace aesthetic pleasures. Appreciate the beauty of art, literature, and nature as sources of pleasurable experiences. Epicureanism emphasizes the pursuit of simple pleasures, inner tranquility, and ethical living. It encourages a focus on the present moment, cultivating meaningful relationships, and valuing self-sufficiency over excess you wouldn't need. By living a life of moderation and wisdom, Epicureans sought to achieve lasting happiness and a sense of fulfillment in their journey through life.